Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down how one person manages to thrive in two completely different, high-pressure worlds, all by mastering how to effectively arrange his time.
It's a question I think we all face, right? That feeling like there are just never enough hours in the day for what really matters. We spend our days reacting, getting pulled in a million directions, instead of actually moving towards the things we care about.
So, let me introduce you to Wacky. He went from a pretty grueling 12-hour day as a corporate engineer to a life as a full-time creator. You'd think those two lives would need a totally different playbook for managing time, wouldn't you? But here's the surprising part. They didn't. The same core principles are what made him successful in both.
So let's dive into his framework. We're going to look at how he protects his time, the habits that fuel his performance, his really powerful system for learning, and then how you can take all these ideas and build your very own system.
Okay, first up, and this is the absolute cornerstone of the entire system, you have to identify and fiercely protect your most productive hours. No matter what your schedule looks like, you have them. He calls them his golden hours.
I mean, even in a super rigid corporate job, he found a way. While he was working those 12-hour days, Wacky's golden hours were from 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning. He carved out this sacred, non-negotiable block for himself before the chaos of the workday and all those back-to-back meetings could even begin.
And now, as a full-time creator, you can see his golden hours have shifted. There are 3-hour block from 9 a.m. to noon. But look, the principle is exactly the same. It's a zero-meeting, deep work-only zone that he saves for his most demanding stuff, like writing a book.
And this really gets to the heart of it all. See, effective time management isn't about some magic trick to create more hours. It's about ruthlessly, and I mean ruthlessly, defending the time you already have for the work that actually moves the needle. You have to be the gatekeeper of your own focus.
So protecting your golden hours is absolutely crucial, but it's only half the battle. You also need the energy and the focus to actually use that time well. And that's where Wacky's 4 upstream pillars come into play. Now, these pillars aren't just a random to-do list. They're what are called keystone habits. Think of them like the big dominoes at the start of the line. If you can knock these over consistently, they create this amazing positive chain reaction that makes everything else, including being focused during those golden hours, fall into place so much more easily.
Wacky focuses on just these 4: sleep, exercise, journaling, and reading. So why these 4? Well, he found they have the biggest downstream impact. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's for locking in your memories. Exercise isn't just for your body. It activates your brain. Journaling gives you direction, and reading, well, that's the raw material for all your growth.
Let's just zoom in on journaling for a second, because this one is especially powerful. Before he started this habit, Wacky said his life felt chaotic. Like he was just looking down at his feet, not at the horizon. Journaling became the tool that let him manage his past with reflection, his present with priorities, and his future with some actual planning.
And his practice isn't some huge, intimidating thing. The real beauty here is its simplicity. In the morning, it's about setting his intention. What are the 3 priorities for today? And in the evening, it's for reflection. What am I grateful for, and what did I learn today? The whole thing takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes, but the clarity it gives you is just immense.
Okay, the next pillar is his system for reading. In a world of just constant information overload, this is how he makes sure that what he's consuming actually turns into knowledge he can use. And this is so crucial for anyone who really wants to learn effectively.
He uses this multi-pass system that basically turns passive reading into active learning. The first pass is just for discovery. He marks pages that stand out, but without breaking his flow to take notes. The real work, the magic, happens on the second and third passes. That's when he re-engages with the ideas, forcing himself to synthesize and connect the dots. This completely flips the script on how most of us think about learning. A lot of what we call forgetting isn't forgetting at all. It's that we failed to properly learn it in the first place. The real learning, the part that actually sticks, happens in that review, in the synthesis, not just in the first passive read-through.
So, how can you actually apply all this? Well, the goal is absolutely not to carbon copy Waky's life. He's really clear about this. The real goal here is to use his principles as a guide, a blueprint to design a life that works for you.
You don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. You definitely don't need to use his exact journaling template. The whole point is to start asking yourself the right questions. When are my golden hours? What are the 2 or 3 keystone habits that would have the biggest, most positive impact on my life? How can I build a learning system that fits my style?
Ultimately, arranging your time so that it serves you isn't about some massive overnight change. It's about starting small. The real power isn't just in knowing these techniques, but in putting one of them into practice. So what's the one small change you'll make tomorrow to start building a life where you, not your schedule, are the one in control?